Shark. Folks, this week's helpless chum is Washington Post columnist and homeless Colonel Sanders, Richard Cohen. Jim?
Washington Post columnist Richard Cohen finds himself at the center of an internet firestorm following his comments about New York Mayor Bill de Blasio's multiracial family. He wrote, quote, "Today's GOP is not racist," then goes on to say people with conventional views must repress a gag reflex when considering the mayor-elect of New York, a white man married to a black woman with 2 biracial children.
I'm sorry, I just had a conventional reaction. Now, folks, let's be clear. Cohen is specifically saying today's GOP is not racist. Therefore, it's not racist to gag when you see an interracial couple. A racist would actually throw up on them. It's like throwing rice at a wedding. Sometimes it actually is rice. But of course, the insane scream bleedia doesn't get it. They're tearing into Cohen like a mako chomping down on a walrus. They have called Cohen's work racist op-ed columns, grotesque, and called him a power-worshipping bigot, horribly racist, and stop this man before he writes something again. Folks, that is no different than a lynch mob, is what I would say if I were racially insensitive, which I'm not, and neither is Richard Cohen. Because yesterday he responded by saying, what I was doing was expressing not my own views, but those of extreme right-wing Republican Tea Party people. See, he's saying that Republicans are racists, not him. And remember, in the column, he said that Republicans specifically are not racists. So everybody should be happy. And I'm sure he's well aware that polls say 87% of Americans approve of interracial marriage, but that's with a margin of error of plus or minus. Plus, I have evidence that Richard Cohen is not a racist. After seeing 12 Years a Slave on November 4th, he wrote in his column, "I sometimes think I have spent years unlearning what I learned earlier in my life. Slavery was not a benign institution in which mostly benevolent whites owned innocent and grateful blacks." Okay, Richard Cohen has known that slavery was bad for at least 7 days. And for the record, Tuesday's column wasn't just about race. Some of it was about homophobia, because he added the parenthetical, "Should I mention that Bill de Blasio's wife, Shirlane McCrae, used to be a lesbian?" Probably not. So it's a good thing you didn't. It was parenthetical. And nothing you say between parentheses counts. Watch. "Should I mention that Richard Cohen sympathized with George Zimmerman after Trayvon Martin's death? Should I mention that Richard Cohen once suggested that it's okay to keep black customers out of your store? Should I mention that if Richard Cohen isn't a racist, I don't know what he is. Maybe just a really bad writer?" And please, I do not want anyone attacking me for saying those things. That's just the conventional reaction to Richard Cohen. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. My musical guest tonight first began performing in 1939, almost as long ago as the Rolling Stones. Please welcome Jimmy Carter from the